here today, I think it's really important that we remember the radical history of International Women's Day. International Working Women's Day was set up by a revolutionary socialist, Clara Zetkin, when they went on strike and stood against the system. We know that actually we're exploited through our class, and women have such a pivotal role within society, and that is why the women are the most exploited, women are the most relied upon in society. Women carry out so many important roles for society to run and are never paid for it. Child care, the care of the family is such an important role, and is an important role because the system uses that as a way for us to raise the next level of workers and do it all for free. But actually, it's so important that we realise as women we have such an important role within trade unions, within our class, to fight back against the system and the exploitation that we face. It is so important that we also realise how violence against women, we're seeing the rise of it with the rise of the far right and the rise of misogyny, and how it's rooted in the way that women's oppression. We are constantly told that women should be subordinate to men. The far right talk about, a traditional wife who sits at home and cooks for her husband while he goes out to work. But actually, none of this is natural. None of this is set in stone. That has never been, how society was set up before. It's because of the rise of class society that has told us that we should be in these roles. But actually, that is not the truth. Women are an important part to any society, but also the division of labour is important, that actually women can do any role and can do anything. But what we should be doing is being involved in the struggle, pushing for revolution. That is where a woman's place is, not just in the home, but in the struggle. And it's so important that we continue the struggle and continue the fight against the far right. We see the way that they use misogyny to tell young men who are, disillusioned with politics, who are facing, financial hardship. They are told by the far right that actually, what's the issue? Is these women, they're asking for too many rights. They've gained too many rights now, and that's why you have nothing. It's a lie. It's all a lie. The reason that we have nothing is because of those at the top. The reason that we have to struggle and fight is because those at the top who take everything from all of us. So the fight for women's rights and women's liberation is a fight for all of us. It's not just a fight for women, it's also a fight for trans women who face misogyny and who face violence from people. We need to stand in solidarity with trans women, with non-binary people, with LGBT people who face the same oppressions we do. That's why I think it's important to always remember the radical history of International Women's Day and the role that women play